Hey guys, Ray from Love Your RV and Boat. Today I'm looking at another one of these thermal imaging cameras, this time from a company called Topdon. I have reviewed another one of their products in the past, a battery charger. I'm still using that today. It's worked out quite well. I have reviewed a different brand's thermal imager before, and I found it very handy, especially on the boat. For monitoring our diesel engine, and also for checking our wiring for hot spots, poor connections, stuff like that. They contacted me and offered one of these as a review sample. So fair disclaimer, I got this free of charge, but I can say what I want in the video, and they didn't pay me any money for this review. I wanted to check this one out because it was one of the more inexpensive ones on the market. It's marketed as their mini version, so it's not quite as large as some of them, a little bit smaller. For example, here's another one that I reviewed, and you can see it's quite a bit larger than this Topdon Mini. Trade-off is the resolution isn't quite as high. I think the resolution is 128 by 128, which the other ones are more like 256 by 192, although this does have a technology called TISR, Thermal Imaging Super Resolution, that pumps it up to a higher resolution for you through a kind of a software algorithm. Anyway, you can see in there as a sort of the color palettes. This one is iron, and you can change those to different ones. There we go, that's rainbow, and there's a hot red, kind of a black and white with the white being hotter, and then the opposite. Very common for these types of instruments. On the top here we have a flap that opens, and there's a USB-C for charging the unit and also for transferring images to, say, a phone or a laptop to view, because it can take a photo. Just push the trigger and it'll take a photo of what you're looking at. It doesn't do video. I think my other one actually does a video. The resolution frequency on here is 25 Hertz, so it's pretty fluid. It keeps up with what you're looking at quite well. On the bottom here, it has a tripod mount. And it is rechargeable, and they say it lasts 15 hours out of a charge, which is pretty good. It also says they can drop it from 2 meters. Kind of got a soft rubber coating on it. On the front here, there's the sensor. There's no cover or anything. It's kind of indented, I guess, to protect it, but you'd have to be a little careful with that. And it also has a kind of a carrying cord here. On the front you have 4 control buttons. This one just cycles through your color palettes. This one over here, if you press it, you get the menuing. This one is kind of a back button, also your power button, and also a quick press, it'll just turn the display off. So let's go through the menuing and kind of look at all the settings in there. Hit OK and we get the menu. First up we have something called Album. That's where you can review your photos that you've taken. Delete them, whichever you want to do. Go down, on-screen display. You can have center spot, max temp spot, min temp spot. You can go down there and turn those on and off. Time. That on, and then temperature unit, we've got Celsius or Fahrenheit or Kelvin. Down here we have this MEAS params, so that's just the emissivity, hard to say that. You can calculate that by going into here. So you can have custom, skin, PCB, cement, ceramic, rubber, paint. So there's all sorts of different surfaces, and it can change the way the temperature gets picked up, different distances and stuff. So we have MEAS mode. Go into that. So we can have the temperature read between -4 Fahrenheit to 302 Fahrenheit, or 212 Fahrenheit to 842 Fahrenheit. So one is lower temperature mode, one is higher temperature mode. Then we have TISR, on or off. So that's thermal imaging super resolution, which I explained earlier. Just turning it on. We have temperature alarm. And in here we can have above alarm, high temperature setting, below alarm, low temperature setting, alarm capture. I guess when the alarm turns on, it'll capture a photo. Capture interval, 30 seconds. Capture number, 200. 200 different photos. And then we have system settings. Go in there, we can change the brightness. Oops. Low, medium, high. Date and time, auto off. Format the memory inside. Reset the whole thing. Device info and language. So there we go. I do find these a little bit hard for me to read, but I don't have the greatest vision. Younger eyes may do a lot better than me. So on here you can now see we have center temperature, max temperature, min temperature. There you go. You can see the screen a little bit better. What's reading out there? Okay, let's test it on some stuff. So I think a good demo would be our RV fridge here. There's quite a bit of things that are hot in there. There's a boiler, etc. So we'll just give it a look here. Right away I notice the screen is pretty dim outside, so not very useful out in daylight. What I'll do is I'll take a few pictures here. We can look at it on the computer. Okay, well, we'll check out something inside so you can see the screen a little better. Just open the access door to our RV water heater. And there you can see where the hot water pipe comes out. Go through the different color palettes for you. There's rainbow, hot red, white hot, black hot, and back to iron. Do a test of the over temperature alert here. This stove shows a red square there. Shows greater than 311 Fahrenheit. Okay, so I switched to the higher temperature rating. Now it's showing 996 Fahrenheit there. So it seems to be able to record quite high temperatures. Be handy for the diesel engine. Okay, so I connected it up to my laptop here and transferred the images over. So let's take a look at them. First image, there's a dehumidifier right here and a small space heater. They've been off for a little while, so they're not super hot, but you can see the contrast in temperatures. I'll just increase the size here. It comes into the laptop as an image that's 320 by 240 pixels. So we'll just increase it. See it kind of a little bit blurry here. But the way I have it set up, it's showing me the center is white, max is red, and minimum coldest is blue. So the little dots will move around and tell you where the coldest temperatures are and the hottest. Anyway, let's go to the next image here. And in this one, it's a image taken of my power center here. There's a little digital readout here, but over here is actually my propane alarm detector in the rig. And you can see it runs pretty warm up there where the detector is. Not overly warm, but it's showing a max of 78 Fahrenheit. Next, this is the output of my water heater in the RV. So you can see the piping there, and I've switched it to a different palette. So this is white hot palette, and you can see right there it's giving me the max 127 Fahrenheit, which is pretty close. The water heater kind of cuts off at 130 Fahrenheit when it's finished its cycle of heating water. This is actually a space heater that's turned on. This is an electric toothbrush plugged into a wall outlet. So you can see that it's charging right now, so it's warming up down here at the base. So max 71 Fahrenheit, not overly hot or anything. And then up where the bristles are, it's only 57. Next, I went outside and took a shot at the water heater on the side of the RV. And it looks like it's kind of finished its cycle and it's just kind of run a little bit warm in there. This is the power cord on the back of the rig. Now it looks really scary because this is in that kind of iron mode, but the max temperature is 81. But we are running heaters in here right now. It's winter, so it's probably drawn a good consistent maybe 15 or 20 amps all the time, so it's running a bit warm. But this is kind of shows you a use case for these things. You can quickly kind of take a measurement and quickly see where wiring may be overheating. Like if this was really hot, then I would know I better check into that connection. This is inside our refrigerator. We have an absorption fridge. And this is over here is the boiler and the piping. And on this side is the heating element, so it would be expected to be quite warm in that area. And this is interesting. I took a shot of our propane stove with the burner on, and it shows you an example of an alert here. If you set it to alert on certain temperatures, then this little square comes out and it shows you where the alert is. It's also showing me that I'm over the max. So what I did is I went in and switched the maximum temperature resolution. And in this next one, it shows you now I can see the max 991 Fahrenheit on the flame there. And finally, a shot of my lovely wife Anne sitting at her computer there. Well, there you go. That's the Topdon TC004 Mini thermal imager. Overall, a lot of good things I like about it. Size is the biggest thing. Feels good in your hand. Construction quality feels pretty good on it. Nice 15-hour battery life is great. I would, though, temper my expectations of what the resolution is going to be like on the screen. Even with their fancy TISR kind of thing that boosts the sharpness of it, to me it just feels like an image that's been kind of run through a sharpener on a photo editor. Also, I find it hard to see the menuing. The screen is much smaller, being a mini, so it's a little hard to see, but I do have older eyes, so younger eyes, it might not matter as much. But it is quite an inexpensive price point for these, so if you don't have, industrial needs, it's going to be your job use thermal imager. If you're just going to need it around the RV like I do, it probably is quite adequate. Till next time, Ray from Love You RV and Boat. Cheers, guys.